Hello and good evening to everyone, wherever you may be in the world. My name is Commander Yannick, and this is the official stream for the Apollo 15 50th anniversary expedition at Waypoint 6, Waypoint Falcon, named after the lunar module of Apollo 15, and itself taken from obviously the bird, the Falcon. And obviously, our man, the commander, Dave Scott, did actually drop a falcon feather on the moon at the same time as a hammer just to prove about Galileo's theories of gravity. But that's something for a little bit later. To start with, I'm going to be talking about the lunar module itself. Now, this motley little collection of spacecraft are probably not familiar to most of you, apart from the one on the bottom right, because that ended up being the one that Apollo used. But this is the evolution of the idea of their lunar lander. Obviously, no one had ever been to the moon before. No one knew what a lunar lander was supposed to look like. Because some of the early ones looked like more like, 1930s sci-fi drawings than anything really to do with an actual spacecraft. But, for first attempts, some of them weren't actually bad. Some of them do look a little bit comical, it's true. Like the one on the top left does look something straight out of like a 1930s comic book, maybe like Dan Doe and the Mekon or something. But yeah, something like that. But the idea over time, because we're all familiar with like basically the way that Apollo worked, you have an orbiting command and service module that drops down, then drops the lunar module down to the surface, and as a little shuttlecraft, and they land, do their business, and then come back up again. Everyone goes back to the command module and they fly home again. But the original idea wasn't that. The original mode that they were going to use to land on the moon, this was like the late 50s and early 60s, you must remember, when no one had even gone into space yet, no human had yet gone into space. The idea was called direct ascent. Basically the top stage of a rocket would just land in its entirety on the moon. That's why you see this sort of evolution by all these little stages, by NASA sort of designs and some of the various aerospace manufacturers, thinking that this sort of direct ascent, this bit of the rocket at the top, will just land wholesale on the surface as it is. That's why you've got this sort of odd-looking thing. Cause at the top of them, from this one in the middle there, 61, you see the actual Apollo command module is actually, at least in its basic, design there. It exists as it did later on in its little cone shape and everything. But the first ever Apollo command module, the Block 1, which was the Apollo 1 fire was a Block 1 command module, that was designed for a direct ascent flight. It starts to make a bit more sense if you think about it that way. That was the first and inferior version of the Apollo command module. But obviously that itself was going to land as a lunar lander on the surface with this sort of weird looking sci-fi looking lander, as you can see. But later, as the design evolved, they went from direct ascent to what's called lunar orbit rendezvous, which is the model that we now know and love for landing on the moon, which Artemis is going to use as well. Now you see on the bottom row, that's when you start to get the idea mostly of a separate lunar lander. And that first one, the LOR decision 62, that's when they decided, let's maybe actually do lunar orbit rendezvous. It's going to be easier and probably a bit cheaper as well, less weight, etc. And if they could solve the complexities of, two spacecraft meeting in orbit and, docking together and then decoupling and docking back together again, which they eventually did, that they'd be on to a winner. And they were. And that's how you get from these sort of sci-fi drawings all the way through to something that's a bit more sort of practical. And it ended up working really well. I mean, they landed on the moon with Apollo 11, literally the earliest possible moment that they could realistically get people back from the surface. I mean, Apollo 10 nearly did it. It was the dress rehearsal. But it didn't, only because they weren't 100% sure that the lunar module could actually make it back, because it was a little bit too heavy. Maybe if they'd pushed it, there was some chance it could have worked, but it was too much of a risk of stranding men on the moon and them running out of oxygen. But this is the interior. Pretty small, this place. I mean, considering men actually literally lived and worked and slept and made and everything in this tiny space for days at a time on the moon. I mean, obviously the idea going through your head is like, I'm on the friggin' moon, this is just amazing. You know, what's amusing is that a lot of the astronauts, all the astronauts actually pretty much had problems sleeping. And you can see why. It's like, I can't get to sleep. I'm so excited I'm on the friggin' moon. I think most people would be the same. It's like a kid on Christmas Day, pretty much. But yeah, that's the basic sort of layout of it. Just quickly go through some of the various sort of drawings of it. But yeah, the whole point is it's a cramped space, and that kind of illustrates with the hammocks lying across that they could only actually sleep in these hammocks. They ended up not sleeping in the spacesuits, apart from like the first couple of flights, I think. It's not a good idea to sleep in something as uncomfortable as that. When you're going around outside, fair enough, but not when you're sleeping. Bad move. But yeah, in a sort of kind of crisscross position. But anyway, moving on. This is the lunar module we actually know from the Apollo landers on the right, and that on the left is the Soviet equivalent that never actually got to the moon. But wouldn't it have been interesting if they had? It would have been really cool to have a race between the two superpowers of the Cold War, and actually having, I think America would have still got there first with the lunar module landing, it's true. I mean, but it would have been interesting if the Soviets had got there, even if it was a little while later, just to make things, you just keep the race going, really, for the sake of everybody. But yeah, the Apollo one was 2-man, the Soviet one was 1-man. I have actually seen this, the actual Soviet lander in person. It was at the London Science Museum. There was a special exhibition about 4 or 5 years ago that this was actually the sort of key exhibit. It was an exhibit about the Soviet space program generally, but this lunar lander was actually obviously an unflown one, was actually like the main exhibit, and it was fairly small, but it was pretty impressive looking. Has all shiny metal, not this kind of olive green that they've got there. But back to Apollo 15. This is the lunar surface. And, sometimes you get people who are, let's say, moon landing sort of conspiracy theorists or deniers or whatever, saying that all the footage looks so fake, etc. But you actually look at all the released pictures. Some of them look quite sort of, not grimy, but sort of kind of flawed in their own way. This is one of those pictures just to illustrate how sort of real this was. And there's like bits of like litter essentially on the surface. And the lunar module just sort of sitting there in the very bright sunlight. Obviously no atmosphere on the moon, so sunlight is actually brighter there than it is on the Earth. Same when you're in orbit as well. That's why you've got those very sorts of strong visors on spacesuits, because unfiltered sunlight is not good for the human eye at all. Insanely bright though. But continuing on with the Falcon lunar lander. Yeah, up close, it doesn't look quite as sort of shining, gleaming, especially from this angle as you would expect. But yeah, these are very good shots. You can see just in the background of this image, you've got one of the astronauts, and there's the lunar rover. Obviously, this is one of the big innovations of Apollo 15. It was the first one to take a rover with it. Obviously, we make this like analogy between SRVs now and Elite and the lunar rover, but these were the first guys to take one. I mean, this whole mission was the first of the so-called J missions, which was basically like scientific upgrade, a better, more high-capacity lunar module, more, carrying capacity for supplies and fuel and scientific experiments, and the rover as well. It wasn't very heavy, but it was heavy enough. They had to upgrade the lunar module to do it. So, like, you could say it was the second generation of Apollo lunar modules, but this was the first time that particular type had been used. And you can see like there's a little bit the chains at the bottom where they'd actually strapped the rover to, and they had to fold it out, a bit like of IKEA furniture almost like that. But yeah, it's this is a wonderful picture, I think, of the lunar lander in the background, Falcon, and you've also got the rover halfway between them, and then you have the lunar mountains sort of in the distance there. Because obviously the Apollo 15, even though it was like the mountains of the moon, they were landing on a plane right outside a mountain, and they would sort of go down sort of the foothills of the mountains and through various sort of near local canyons and what have you, and ancient lava flows. But again, more on that later. But this is, yeah, definitely a sort of ode to their home for their 3 days on the moon. Imagine that being a home for 3 days. It's a very interesting life. I'm sure most of us would have loved to have done that. What an adventure. I mean, that picture is just phenomenal. It's not like encapsulates everything that they were doing. This alien world, this alien landscape. They had this tiny little car and a tiny little base which to work from. But yeah, imagine that, literally a whole alien world that real human beings have been to. The more you think about it, the more amazing it really is. But that is, in itself, the legacy of the Apollo program. Hi to you out there in Twitch land, in the chat. Oh yeah, Flexes and you saying that you saw it in the Smithsonian a few years back. Yeah, it is actually. Smithsonian Museum is a great one. I mean to visit there. I've heard so much about it, seen so much about it. Hey there, Blazing Honor. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, there's so many great space exhibitions out there, and I just want to see as many of them as I can. Like, for example, there's the Apollo, is it 10 command module in the Science Museum in London. There's lots of stuff in the US I want to visit as well. But I'm going to return us now to the expedition itself. Sort of keep talking about this sort of stuff, but it is all genuinely fascinating. But that's part of the story here, adventures in lunar landscapes and lunar mountains and other cool places along the way. Now, speaking of mountains and things, here we are back in the flotilla on a sort of rocky ice world near a geosite as well, which I think has got some, I think it's carbon dioxide geysers, however you pronounce it. I think I'll rejoin the Discord now as well to join in with everyone else. Hello everyone. Let me see. There's only 4 of us at the moment. Is anyone else trying to get in at present?
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships and myself just trying to land.
Cool. That's good. That's a bit better. Yeah, I don't think there's as many people out today. I think Kit started a bit earlier than I did. I couldn't hear that. You were very quiet in the background.
No, you heard Discord.
Oh, sorry. There's an echo from that. I did wonder. I thought someone was talking very quietly. It does happen quite a bit. Okay. Let's see if there's anyone else trying to get in. Oh, that fighter's cool.
It's Panda Fuzz. He's trying to get in.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so let me see. There's 6 of us in total. That's not too bad. I think most of the rest of those I can see on the list are like in Kit's flotilla already. So yeah, that's fine. If anyone else joins us, then that's cool. Otherwise, I think we should probably just crack on. Well, I'm gonna, because there's so few of us, I was going to act as sort of target ship, which I might do for later on, but for the moment, I'm just going to join everybody else because there's so few of us anyway. Why the hell not? Right, I'll get my SRV out and we can get rolling. Okay, yeah, SRVs first. I think we could do any kind of fighter spacecraft racing a bit later on. Low gravity warning again. Yeah. Right, the geosite is pretty near. Always helps navigation.
Man. Okay.
Yeah. Right, let me see. Yeah, so the geosite is 4K away. You know what? It might be an idea, actually, to dismiss our ships before we start off because of recent incidents and what have you. just so they're not prey to anyone. To be fair, they're going to dismiss themselves anyway once we leave, so we might as well do it before we start, and then recall them to this place because it's nice and flat.
There's someone coming, so I don't know if we should wait for them or
Yeah,
not.
we can wait a little bit for them, but I'm saying when we start the race, though, we should probably do it then. Yeah. We can still invite people in from the SRVs. That's definitely still possible to wing people that way. Right, let's have a look around this lovely canyon from external view. Haha, nice. My paint job does stand out quite a bit in this, doesn't it? I didn't realise quite how much it stood out. It just looked nice when I put it on, thinking, yeah, that's quite nice actually. It's not the gold one, but it's more visible than the gold, I think.
Oh, the azure.
I think it's metallic blue or something. I don't know if it's actually azure. I think that
it?
the azure's only for the ships. This is called something different, as far as I remember. Anyway, I
Ah,
could be
okay.
wrong. I don't spend much time selecting paint jobs. So I can't remember the name of this one, but yeah. Okay, I think I'll back up a bit because obviously I'm a little bit too far forward, aren't I? Yeah. If I hit someone, I apologise.
Yep.
Okay, well I'm right in the right position more or less. Okay, the idea for this race is that we race first one to the centre of the geosite wins. Literally when it gets to like 0-0. Because we don't know how long it's going to take us. It could be quick, it could be really long. 'Cause you know what SRV races are like, depends on the terrain, but someone's got a full start. Yeah, no, that's cool. Right, okay. Is everyone ready with the SRVs that if they want to be racing today?
I think so.
I think everyone's here. There's not many people here anyway, so it looks like we're all in the SRVs. So, okay, let's get ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, that was fast.
Dear.
You can overtake someone by boosting atop of them, so yeah. Yeah, because the geosite is behind that hill, so it's not a straightforward matter of getting there. Having said, it depends how far you can fly with this thing. And I'm dropping quicker than I anticipated. Ha.
Oh god.
Forks first, everybody forks first. Now I'm rolling down a hill. Whee.
Yeah, we're gonna drop into
I stopped rolling
the
now.
ice deck.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. This is turning out to be harder than I thought, but it's still a challenge.
Oh.
Oh, damn it.
Oh god, just about made it.
What did you make across the canyon, you mean? Or the gap or whatever it is.
Ah, just about.
I am almost stuck down here now, I think. This is not looking so good.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I think I'm at the bottom.
And I've started rolling down again. This is not good. Oh. Okay, got some grip now. Come on, come on. You know you want to.
Oh well, this is awkward. I didn't
Yeah.
surface scan the planet before I came down.
Oh, that's
Good
always a
job,
good
I can
idea.
just
Yeah,
about
it's
see.
always a good move to do that. Yeah. Otherwise, it's
So
kind
we
of.
can just about see the fumerals.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
this system is not mapped completely.
Yeah.
So
Whoever entered the
multiple
data
people-
first. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did it for this planet, and I realized, oh wait, what?
Yeah.
So
Obviously, it's
we
from.
could,
Yeah.
we
Well, I
could have
guess
people
not
from
so obvious as one.
from the expedition make their names here if they
Yeah.
want.
It's obvious whoever
Oh.
scanned this planet was actually doing it in quite an old version of Elite, or back in the day. So yeah, it's been a while, isn't it?
Right. I'm not entirely sure where the centre of this geosite actually is.
I
So
take best guess, basically. Yeah, I'm trying to repair myself now, so... This is
well,
this is great. I pick the target and then I get stuck at the bottom. I think I'm stuck
Are
at the
you
bottom.
stuck as well?
Yeah,
I'm
kind of.
stuck in the first canyon and for the life of me can't figure out how to get out.
Yeah, I see someone
Hmm.
actually like above me now, so yeah. Oh, I think I'm
So
stuck.
me and Not So Obvious are here at the funerals, but
Yeah. Oh dear.
I don't know where he's going now.
Well,
Did-
somebody's obviously won. Yeah.
Oh,
It was Not So Obvious.
Okay, well done.
there's
Not so
You
three
heard
of
it
well.
here
us here.
first.
I see.
I think I'm gonna have to self-destruct out if I can't get out of it. This is gonna be a pain otherwise. I think I can get out of this. It's just gonna take me a while.
If it helps slightly, turn off drive assist. Give
I
you
never
that-
have it on, to be fair.
Oh right, fair enough. Usually gives you that little bit extra speed.
Yeah.
Sometimes what I've found is reversing up kind of helps at
Yeah.
times.
At times.
I don't know
yeah.
why, it just gives you more
I know what you
traction.
mean. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Some kind of weird torque effect to it.
Mm.
Ah,
Yeah. Sometimes you go down along the canyon, it sort of gets a bit easier, but it's not really happening here. We seem to have like the worst possible place to have fallen into. It doesn't even look that bad. That's what the weird thing is. Some places just look hard, but this doesn't actually look that bad. It looks quite easy, but it's not. Very weird.
Ice trenches are quite horrible to get out of.
Yeah.
Like specifically, I don't know, the proper icy ones where they glow blue,
Oh yeah,
where they're
yeah.
like blue coloured. They're horrendous. There's literally no way of getting out. If you're stuck in a big, like dip, and you literally can't move, it's
Yeah, I know what you mean. It is possible, but it's hard. It's as hard as hell to get out of those ones.
mm,
I have gotten out
it's
of
like the
them,
ones.
but it's difficult, yeah.
It's them ones where you literally feel disorientated. It's like you think your SRV is upright when it actually isn't on the scan on the
Yeah.
scanners.
Yeah, like the angle is so great that it's hard to actually see quite what angle you're at. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, someone's just gone above me, trying to get out of here as well.
It was.
I'm trying to get stuck on a ledge while flying upwards, but miss it every time.
Yeah, I think there's someone above me. It might be you, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I can see someone above me at the moment. On a ledge. You know what they say, it's all good for the stream.
And now I'm stuck.
Okay. Yeah,
And I'm stuck as well. Limbo.
Ah, sorry, Pete Roach or whatever it says. Peter Roch. Yeah, I was stuck on you.
Yes, I noticed that. And I have no idea what is my orientation. Oh,
Luckily, just trying to fly always flies upwards. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
yeah, I think I'm getting closer, but I'm not there yet. And it's I'm going at so slow. I can see someone just boosting above me.
Like, I've seen a chart how you're supposed to get out, jumping from one side to the other, but
it's hard to
not
do.
yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's not an easy thing to do. In theory, that's how you get out, but in reality, it's actually quite difficult to maneuver that precisely.
Yeah, trying to use handbrake so that I don't slide, but it doesn't work. But this is a challenge. Not racing. Everyone drop down the canyon and try to get out. Nah. So if we self-destruct while the ship is away,
Yeah, you should reappear in your
do we
ship. So,
spawn?
yeah.
Okay.
Me and not so obvious are just prattling around over here waiting for you guys.
Like half
Yeah.
half of the flotilla is like stuck in a canyon basically. So you couldn't make this stuff up.
You should
Everyone
come
just
up and join
follows
us.
you in.
Yeah.
It's typical. You make lots of you get somewhere and then all of a sudden you make one small mistake and you just fall straight down again.
Such is life.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's often that way. Okay. Thing is, the 3D pic sort of scanner is actually can be quite misleading. Sometimes it isn't, but sometimes it's really misleading. Okay, I think I'm getting somewhere. Slowly.
How do you even know that you're getting somewhere?
I am educated guess by looking at the scanner, but again, the scanner does lie. I think I'm above you, actually. I wasn't above you before, so maybe I am getting somewhere. Having said that, that might be a lie as well.
I don't know, I haven't actually seen you. I see Peter Roch next to me and someone else was. I believe either Vanface or Pandafos. Because this is someone from... shit. Who is that? Yeah, Pandafos is here. So it's just three... Just the
Oh
three
no,
of
I'm
us
just
in
falling
this.
straight back now.
Oh.
Oh, here
Oh,
I go. To the
see
bottom of the
someone.
canyon I go again. I think I'm going to self-destruct out the canyon. I'm not going to do it at this rate.
Oh no.
I've given it a go at least, you know. No one can deny that. I should have run out of time otherwise. Should always give it a go, but yeah. The whole technique, I know what you mean about you go like you boost kind of at an angle. You boost like about 45 degrees or whatever. And then you attach yourself to the canyon wall again. And then you do that trying to go up each time. But the reality is it's not so easy to get it to attach to the canyon wall. So, yeah. Not straightforward.
I think someone's going to make it though.
Yeah.
Almost there.
Well, at least you got to see that on the stream as well. Self-destructing SRV.
Oof.
Someone just self-destructed next to me.
Okay, I have now come back in my ship, which is actually at the original meetup point. So that's interesting. I'll take off and have a look where we are.
Yeah, now you can try to find us. That would be something.
That's
for
what I'm
your
doing,
stream.
yeah. Exactly, that's what I'm doing. Okay.
Becoming content.
Yes. Reduce the level of content on the stream. Yeah. It's a euphemism for death, maybe now becoming content. Ah,
Yeah, with all of the dystopian films, that makes sense.
of course, yeah. Panda Force has made it. Excellent. Well done. I'm glad someone made it. Some of us are just thrashing around there and not doing anything. Yeah, this terrain, I'm flying closer to it, does look even worse. Because from above it looks like not too bad, but like, you know, trying to work out where I actually went wrong. I'm trying to see if I can see anyone else actually, but
Panda Force, teach us your secrets.
yeah. Panda Force got stuck on the canyon for ages and made the mountain and jumped across. Yeah. Okay. I'm coming to the geo site at the moment. See if there's anyone hanging around. Oh, I see some SRVs there. That's cool.
We're just casually monolithing. Don't mind us.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a light show down here, you know.
Well, yeah, you know.
Got to put on something for the fans, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we were
many
just
millions of
helping,
fans that are watching.
Panda Force. Yeah,
Yeah.
just giving our location to Panda Force.
Yeah, sure thing. There's also this big red orca hanging around in the canyon too. I'm going to gain a little bit of altitude to see if I can spot anybody else, or they can spot me and give their idea where they are. See, the fermiols are sort of distributed around. Some of them are a higher position than you guys are, and
Oh, shit.
okay, I think I'll fly towards where I think you guys, or where I was stuck as well. I think it's over here, but I'm not 100%.
The child remains of this SRV are still
You
there.
should be able to target us via contact list, right?
Yeah, I'll have a look at that too. Commander Flexer is flying the other way in their ship, in their Conda, so hello to you. Yeah, I'm trying to gain altitude a bit, see if I can spot anybody. I can't see contact lists at the moment, but I'm just looking for any SRV signs. Looking for worm sign, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was.
And you're going the other way from us. Not sure.
Yeah, no, I was trying to
Not
see
sure
if I could see you from above. I'm trying to work out where we were and where the jump was. So, yeah, we went that way. We went forwards. We jumped sort of across this gap towards the geosignal. So yeah, I just want to backtrack myself from high up to see what I could see.
Is that another orca? Oh no, it's...
Yeah, and the shit, there's always nothing, isn't it? But an SRV, it always seems so much worse.
Yeah, I thought it was another orca, but it was just yours.
Yeah, I'm the only one here that I'm aware of. I think maybe in Kit's flotilla there might be another one. Ah, hello, Commander.
Oh, here's Getadori with his T10.
Yeah. Hello, and not so obvious as well. But he was here already, so yeah. I like this particular canyon. It's quite dramatic looking.
Well, time to claim the car insurance.
Yeah. Okay, Getazoi. Yeah, that's a good question. We will be having some, hopefully, less tragic SRV races in a minute. I think we should go back to where we were before and land there and get SRVs out for the second race.
Right.
This is going to be... I don't think it's going to be any easier, but at least this one you're going to get a fighting chance, I think, of not being stuck at the bottom of a canyon.
Oh.
You might fall off a ridge, though. That's the danger for this one.
Coming over us.
Okay.
You're 500 meters above. And now you're moving away. Bye-bye.
Well,
Yeah.
don't think I'll be able to make it back in the SRV.
Best to recall your ship and try and get out that way.
Where can it land, though?
Nah,
Your
I
ship's
don't
not
think
that
it's
big,
gonna
though.
land anywhere.
Yeah. I thought it could maybe land there.
Wow.
Not a
Well,
big ship.
I recalled it. Let's see where it's gonna land. It's an Asp Explorer.
I think
but
that might be
this
okay.
doesn't look like
Mm.
anything
A Conda might
close
have a
to.
problem there, I think, but don't know. See when you recall your ship where it flies to.
Condor definitely will.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Here it is. See where it lands.
Great.
No. Where's it going? No. It's landed at the top of the mountain.
Haha.
Yep.
Nice.
Fantastic. That's a no-go.
Big bada boom.
Yay.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
It's kind of weird because at the moment I'm at the flat bit we were at earlier, and it's still having a problem getting the computer to land, and it's perfectly flat and everything.
Have landing gear off on.
Yeah, no, but even then it's not detecting it. You know, it should usually be
No,
detecting
it's not.
it.
It's not. Landing gear is not down.
It is.
Not on stream.
But yeah, even before then, it should give altitude signals.
Oh. Oh.
Actually, the race I have in mind, I'm going to have to be sort of targeting shit because there's no way else we can do it. So I'll have to get back into the air for this one.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, cool. Excellent. Right,
Oh,
the
where's it
idea
going?
is this. Okay, for the second SRV race, which I'm crossing my fingers won't be so calamitous as the first, there's this sort of ice ridge that's running at about 240-ish degrees from the site. And it's like one of those ridges
Uh-oh.
that goes a long
Uh-oh.
way. Getting off the first bit's going to be the hardest bit, I think, because that looks a bit rugged down there. But once you actually get there, it should be quite a bit smoother. And then the idea is to sort of go along it for about, let me see, about 30 kilometers, I think. Might be 40 kilometers, actually, but by the time you get to the end of it, it looks like a good challenge, actually. I'll be I'll target the finish line for this one and sort of be following you guys as you go. But has everyone got enough SRV still for this?
Nope.
Oh, that's a problem. Maybe we should just try and do a ship race instead if we haven't got enough SRVs, I suppose. That might be a better idea.
Right, I've just gotten to my ship.
You got the old mining laser for targeting.
I go climb to the top of a mountain just because it was a lot flatter up there to see if my ship had a better time of landing, and it goes and lands at the bottom where I started. fantastic.
Lovely. Amazing. Yeah.
Such is the game at the moment.
True. It's the
Always like
autopilot's
to
always
mess with
been. Yeah, I was going to say it's always been a bit crazy, the autopilot. Keelback can pick me up. If it works, it works. Keelback's flat enough, that is true.
Solar Wind is needing a wing invite.
Okay, I'll try and do that.
Oh, I think he's already in a wing.
Oh, that's alright then. See who else is nearby.
Apollo Neo.
Yeah. Good name. Definitely a good name. Right, okay. The good thing about being near a geosite does give you an absolute geographical marker for distancing things, because that's one of the things in a game. Unless there's another ship or an object that you can lock onto, you can't really get a good reading on what distance actually is, because obviously something can look really close and be really far away. It's just the way it is. That's quite realistic, actually. The actual Apollo astronauts had that problem on the moon. Judging distance was actually really, really tricky.
I suppose because there's no atmosphere.
That's a
you
lot
don't
to do
get
with
that.
that.
You don't get that haze that you get when you see terrain in the distance.
Exactly. Because obviously our vision is evolved to see things through a sea of air, and when it's not there anymore, it doesn't work as well. So
Well, yeah, the surface on the lunar landing photos, it does look rather flat, like as though, it's difficult to judge distance as, as you say.
Also, another factor to it, because there's no atmosphere, the sun reflecting off the surface is much brighter, the albedo as they call it, the relative brightness of it. And that's a lot to. As a result, a lot of the features kind of wash out, so that's another thing that makes it hard to judge distance. Because a lot of the time you see the surface, it is actually more rough than it looks. The distance, those mountains look quite smooth in the background. They're not actually as smooth as they look. They are smoother than a lot of Earth mountains would be relatively, but because of the washout effect, does definitely make it look smoother than that. Like the purple laser, that's cool. Right, which way down the canyon shall we race? The other one to sort of this side, away from the geosite, is probably a better look, because it's just a bit narrower and a bit cooler.
Right.
Actually, maybe it'd be wiser to race from the geosite, because again, that's an absolute marker, isn't it? So, yeah, that's probably.
I'll be following everyone else because I can't see the geosite.
Okay, really? Oh, yeah, you didn't scan it. I forget. Yeah. Okay, I'll
No,
go to the geosite and hover over it. So,
okay.
at least we've got a marker.
Land there if you want, since I won't be racing.
You can race with your ship though. Can't.
Against SRVs?
Oh yeah,
Or-
are you in a Conda? So. Oh no, yeah, sorry, you're.
Nah, in an ASP.
Okay. Fair enough. You don't want to race. That's cool. Yeah. Let me see if I actually target the geosite. Might be a good idea.
Are we doing the SRV race or the ship race?
Ship race. Yeah. I'm just trying to use it.
Oh,
I just want to use the geosite as literally a marker, because it says it's one of the few fixed markers we've actually got. So, yeah, that would be cool. Right. Here we are.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Right, the start line is going to be this geo signal here, geo signal 11. And
Right, so where are we flying to?
we're flying approximately down a bearing of 260 degrees, and I will be the finish line, and with my little purple laser. So yeah,
Okay, cool.
geosite start line, and my laser will be the finish. This is the thing when you're scouting by yourself. They say you can reckon on distances, but it's impossible to be completely sure unless you've got a geosite nearby, which only a minority of planets actually have them. So, or a biosite or whatever. Was it maybe like a third of planets probably have them in Horizons, like biosites or geosites? I think something like that. These are the landable planets that we have. Actually, this canyon's even nicer than I thought it was. Haha, yeah, that's cool. Right, I'm about 19k away from the geosite. So this should actually be like a good distance race for a ship rather than just like fly 2 seconds in a straight line and bingo, you're there. Yeah, so yeah, we're racing from the geosite to at a bearing of about 260 degrees until you see my little purple laser. I'm going to stop at about 30 kilometers because that's a good number. I think we could go on for longer, but we'll see how quickly we can do 30k in this. You can use your fighter. I would be kind of wary about, or making sure that your ship actually follows you, because 30 kilometers is actually like, yeah, the beyond the range of, well, the edge of range of the fighters, isn't it? So, was it 20k? I forget. I haven't flown my fighter for such a long time.
I think it's 30k.
I was fairly sure that it was 30, but you know what I mean. The actual ship launch fighter, I've not been in for a while.
Same.
Okay, I'm going to stop at 30 kilometers dead, which I just have. Okay, cool. Right, is everyone ready to race who wishes to do so? Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
If you want to race in a ship launch fighter, it's at your own risk. I think your ship would have to get slightly ahead of the others, not to cheat or anything, but just so the ship launch fighter can actually make the journey. Okay, I'll start with my laser in just a second.
Question.
Yep.
Will that be the only race?
No, we'll have a few more. We're just testing at the moment.
Okay.
This is like always when you do these races for the first time in a new terrain, it's always like a test essentially to see, like, you know, how hard is it, how long does it take people to do this, because everyone's going at different speeds. So, are you still coming?
I'm still back. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm not. I'm gonna miss that first race. Don't wait it for me. I'll
Okay,
get to the
no
next
worries. Okay, awesome. We'll see you in a bit then. Right. Okay. If anyone wants to race, please get into position, and I will do the countdown in a moment. Okay. Ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I should really actually do the commentary on this, shouldn't I?
Okay, I'm guessing it's just a race between these couriers now. Nothing else matters.
Aha, one's coming across now. I should have really gone.
Oh, I can see your laser.
And we've got a winner, whoever that courier is. And it's
He boosted
Solar
before the
Wind.
countdown.
Looks like Commander Solar Wind
Obviously.
won that one.
No, Solar Wind went away way before the countdown.
Ah.
Oh, dear.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, and now everyone else is coming into range. So that was cool. So that was pretty quick still. How did the fighter go? Yeah, so the ship launch fighter, did that manage to make it back intact? What we could do is actually, because that's such a relatively short distance, we could make it further. Again, the person who has an SLF launch ship, you have to put your ship probably like halfway between here and the geosignal.
Already finished.
No, probably halfway between, because otherwise the fighter's more like to die if it gets close to the edge of its range.
No, I mean everyone else, because I didn't even reach you, Yannick, yet.
Oh yeah. Actually, if you're still at the Geo site, you can remain there, and because if you want to race back, then you can be the finish line if you want.
Yeah, that would probably be fine because people have already passed me on the way back, and I still can't even load you.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no, because you flew over me.
Okay. Oh, someone's already gone back. I didn't need to start the race again. Come back. Oh my.
Oh jeez.
Hey Yannick, this is Logan.
Hi.
I'm not going to be able to make any of I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to the races because
Okay.
I just heard a crack of thunder outside my window. Checked the radar, and I've got a thunderstorm
Okay.
going over. I need to get the computer shut down just in case.
Sure thing. No worries.
Alrighty. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.
Have a good one.
See you in a bit.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Wolf. Starters is asking for a wing.
Who?
Oh, he's here. Okay. Oh, cool.
No, I just,
Oh,
Yeah, I've
excellent.
arrived.
That's all right.
I'm bringing
Excellent.
someone else in.
That's cool. I just saw it in the chat and didn't realise. Oh yeah, see a little check mark as well. That's nice. Thank you for doing that, Verislav.
no
Okay.
problem.
Okay, awesome. In that case, if we do want to do the reverse race again from here to the geo signal, then we'll do that. I'll just quickly go there, and so we've got some kind of finishing line and stuff. But yeah, just hang around here, everyone, and I'll be back. Well, I'll be the finish line, I should say. It's a nice little canyon we have here. Not the biggest of canyons I've ever seen, but it looks nice though.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting,
good.
like, sorry.
Good for a race.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Interesting that it all makes a little beep sound when it's boosting. So it's like, an announcement in the supermarket.
Yeah.
Very weird announcement in deep space. Notice how the geo signal kind of moves around as well.
It's Commander Salty
Hello.
Scott.
Hi. Do you need a wing?
Nice.
No, I've dropped in on wheel for starters.
Oh, awesome. Okay, that's alright then. No worries there. I'm hanging around at the finish line. Cool. Okay, so anyone who wants to race from where we were, unless everyone's already come back, which looks like everybody is actually coming back this way. That's fine, it doesn't matter which way we do it. If you want to use this as the start line, then that's cool. I may want to race slightly further away this time. If anyone's using a jet-launched fighter, it's probably best to get at least 10 kilometers away from the start line and then position your fighter at the start line so that you've got enough range to make it work. Okay, so that should be fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Some trails in the sky ahead, some green trails. Actually, you can see those green trails from a long way away. That's pretty cool. Let's have a look. Who do we have in the vicinity? We've got a bunch of commanders hanging around at the geo site, ready for the off. At least one commander ready for the off. I know not everyone's ready or in position yet, but if you want to race again, the geo site will be the start point then, and we'll do the same again. I think that canyon looks quite good. There's another canyon to the left of that, but I haven't gone as far down that one. Though we could still do that.
I think everybody's started now, so
Maybe I don't have to be
So
here
we're
at all.
coming. so we're on our way.
Okay. Random starting. I'm flying over the other one as well now, just to have a quick look. I did look down it earlier actually, and a little bit, and it looks pretty cool still. Might turn into a canyon cruise in a minute. Actually, it probably will at this rate, won't it? See, the top of this I thought looked quite good for an SRV run. Once you get to the top of this sort of, you know, ice pillar here, whatever you want to call it, it looked pretty decent. Yeah, the canyon to the right's more dramatic looking, I think. The ones to the left, not as much. Yeah, it's always amazing how you sometimes get out of mass lock in the middle of the canyon. And you're just not that high up. And the canyon walls are still higher than you are.
Have you tried flying into the canyon walls when you're in Super Cruise?
No, I've never actually done that. I've hit the surface when I'm in Super Cruise coming out of it, or just it lets you out of, you know, glide at the very last second.
Well, you sort of pass right through it.
Oh, interesting.
You defy the laws of gravity. Well,
Nice.
physics.
I like that. That sounds good to me.
You just break the game, pretty much.
Naturally.
The game just
Naturally.
breaks.
Game breaking indeed. Now this one actually looks more dramatic the further you go. Is everyone still hanging around at the geosites, or everyone kind of done their own thing?
Yeah, we're back at the geosite.
Okay, I've moved to like 42 kilometers away now. So if we want to race again, please get into your start positions.
So whereabouts are you?
I'm about 40k away down that right hand canyon complex in the one at 260 degrees ish.
Ah, right, okay.
I'm like 40 kilometers away this time though.
Bearing.
Ooh, but just hit the side of the canyon. Good thing I got good shields on this thing.
Ah, right.
Okay, actually this is a nice look here. Right, is everyone ready to go?
I think so.
Awesome, awesome. Right, if you're in position, ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Turn on the old laseroo. I think I can see some movement up ahead. I should really move at a slightly different angle, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I can see the laser.
Okay, cool. Can't see any
Those
ships.
careers are just they've just gone.
They may have already passed here, but oh no, I can see one on my scope now actually. Van face. This canyon's pretty deep. One's come under me at the moment. So that was Peter Rooch. Cool. And another one just pinged under me as well. These couriers can cover distances so rapidly.
Are we heading back to the geosite as well, or?
Yeah,
just-
we might as well. Actually, having said that, it's actually a bit later than I thought. We could canyon cruise for a bit, I reckon, because at the moment, let's say anyone wants to do another race. I don't mind doing another race before we go. I mean, do you guys fancy another one?
Can do. And then a canyon cruise.
Yeah, that sounds good, I think. If you want to race, yeah, just return to the geosite and we'll do the whole thing again. I'll move slightly further away this time. I'll probably do like a 50k one or something. So, actually, it doesn't. If you're not limited by an SLF, is anyone still trying to SLF race for this one? Actually, I should really ask that before I start pulling up their longer distances. How successful is this ship, the mothership, when you're actually following in a canyon though, in an SLF race? I wouldn't necessarily. I was going to say I wouldn't necessarily rely on it too heavily in that regard.
No, I've not tried I've not tried to like SLFing down a canyon with the
Yeah.
mothership following for a long time because
This
it
is the
just used
thing.
to just crash into
I
the
don't want to
terrain.
exclude people from races. This is the thing. It's but yeah, I mean, we could do the 41 again. It's perfectly good.
If the SLS, well, if the mothership is high above the canyon walls,
It's not a problem. Yeah.
then yeah, it'll probably just
Hmm.
fly above.
I mean, it's up to the person who wants to SLF race. That's the thing. If they're willing to let their ship do what it does and what have you. I don't want to be responsible for a crash ship into the walls of the canyon if we can possibly avoid it. But there you go. Just check the text chat just in case. No, no one's said anything particular about that. Solar wind destroyed. Really? What?
Eh?
Someone said in the chat that solar wind had been destroyed.
Did he fly into?
Possibly. I didn't hear
terrain?
anything. I didn't hear anyone go bang. So
It's in Discord.
I think a couple of them flew back towards the geosites.
fair enough. Yeah, that's a bit more plausible. Yeah. Because you usually hear it, don't you? Even if you don't see something, you usually hear it go bang, don't you? It's very weird to die and not be noticed. Yeah. Okay. Same again, really. I think if people are willing to do that, then to the geosite and then race back to here. I should really fly in the middle, shouldn't I? It would make more sense. It's almost like a little path there in the middle of the canyon at the bottom. Not quite, but it looks that way from here. I take it you don't want a canyon race again then, guys. You want a canyon cruise instead?
Well, I don't mind.
Yeah, just that everyone's
I
hanging
don't
around here at the
particularly
moment.
mind.
I think there's like 3 ships in my proximity, but yeah, I'm free
Probably
either
just
way.
the couriers for the racing.
If the couriers wish to race, let me know and we'll do that. Someone's cruising sorry, very low over there. So let's see who it is. Vatras.
the Asp.
Yeah. That's cool. I did wonder who was flying that low. Fair enough. Yeah. I reckon maybe the couriers have gone back to the geosite because I can't see them anywhere nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah, the couriers are back here at the geosite.
Yeah, that's cool. If the couriers want to race again, yeah. Actually, if anyone at the geosite wants to race, please let me know, and we'll do it once more before we start the canyon cruising today.
Yeah, I think a countdown for go would be good.
Okay, assemble, and we'll do the countdown shortly. Okay, if everyone's ready to race from the geosite, I'm in the same position as before. Watch out
Looks
for
like
the laser.
everyone's in position.
Awesome. Right, I'm here with laser ready. Okay, let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I've got second laser here. Someone else has also got their beam out. It's a sort of red one going across, so you can't miss it. And I bet people
You just
do
have to
miss it.
dodge the lasers.
It's become a matter of survival now. You fight your own
someone else has
speed
got their laser
and
as
the
well.
canyon. Exactly. Hope it's a
There's
mining
another
laser.
laser.
I was going to say, if it's not a mining laser, what the hell's going on?
It's like a Mission Impossible now, isn't it?
It is. We just need some music now, and it'll be absolutely perfect.
Dun, 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 dun.
Did I see a third laser joining in there? This is like a cacophony of of lasers. You know, a chorus of lasers, a symphony of beams.
Oh, here they come.
Aha, here they are. And who will come first? Too close to call. I'm not really sure actually at that angle who was first. Ah.
Whoa.
Ah, you got a laugh. Is that everyone crossed the line now? I think so. Oh, there's one more coming through now. Yay. A couple more coming through at present. Welcome, welcome. Haha. Nice. I think we've actually, it's been a slow start to this one, but we've actually got quite a good bunch of commanders now. Awesome, excellent. That's good. I see a little green light over there, which I assume is someone else's trail coming through. Excellent. Yeah. I think the best idea, considering the hour, is to start the canyon cruise towards the sort of... I assume this canyon goes a little bit further than this. If not, we can just fly over the surface. But try and hit about, let's say, 200 meters a second. Because I think the Condors can still do that, so that shouldn't be too problematic. At least I hope they can still do that. I've never, even like the worst, mid-max sort of exploration ship, can do at least like 250 in a straight line.
Okay, so we're aiming for 200, are we?
Yeah, 200 if we can. I'm doing about 140 at the moment to let people catch up, but our sort of target speed is about 200, and we're sort of going at about 210 degrees at the moment. Sorry, not 210, sorry, 280 degrees. I'm not looking in the wrong place. Apologies.
Yeah, how close are we hugging the canyon at the bottom? Because that was cool.
Yeah, that is
Looks like
pretty
everybody's way up
interesting.
above me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting a bit lower now. I was just looking to what we have ahead.
I think flying about 50 or 100 meters above the floor would be nice.
Yeah, get reasonably low, much as you can anyway.
We could try playing the limbo game. Who could get lower? Like someone goes lower, then someone tries to go
someone has
lower.
definitely done that in recent times. I think it was the Colonial Olympics that people did that for.
Nice.
Yeah, that was like ship limbo. Didn't they have like you had a laser beam? You had to go under the beam. I think that was it. You had to come down from a certain altitude, I think, and you had to go under the beam. As far as I remember, I think that was the case. It was someone has actually really hit the deck there, I think. I'm doing about 100 at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
the asp has hit it. It seems to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cruising about 100-ish, so it's a nice sedate sort of speed through this canyon complex. It's a pretty good looking one, actually. Hope your shields are alright.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oops. Ow.
Oof. Cobra down. Cobra down. Oh no.
Is it okay? Didn't hear anything go boom.
I
Yeah,
lost
I
my
got
shield
30% still.
Oh shit.
Oh, that is.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay.
This was definitely not my intention.
I see someone coming through. Oh, it's the courier. And the other courier. They're like having fun pretty low down.
Flight assist off.
Oh no!
Oh, no, that's me.
Over
Bye-bye.
Flight assist on.
Ouch.
Ouchies. Oh,
Who's just...
I think the terrain is going slightly buggy. To
Has
be
someone
fair.
just gone
I've just
boom?
seen
What happened to
floating
you?
rocks.
Yeah. I went boom. Turned too
No.
tight with too much speed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fortunately, I've docked at the fleet carrier as I arrived.
It's always a good move, yeah.
Indeed.
I didn't fly as low as you, I flew a bit higher.
Yeah, there's no fun in that though.
Ooh.
Says me now 3 jumps away.
I think those couriers are so maneuverable. It's not just the speed, it's the agility of them. I mean, this Orca, it's fast in a straight line, but it's not really that agile.
Mm.
Couriers have already turned round and come back. I don't know where to stop.
No, it's quite funny because I think one of the last streams I did before the expedition, me and JBL were messing around in some canyons. I think it was Pemesha actually, and he was joining me for some fun, and he was flying in as a little highly engineered courier, and he just crashed right in front of me on the stream. He didn't, want to do it for the stream, but ended up being really good. Yeah, things go boom in front of me. Like, yeah, that was really good, JBL. It's a very popular clip now.
I'm presuming I'm at the end now. I'm just going to stop and turn round.
In the chat, people are asking, is that Zentred 1. I just logged in. Is this Horizons or Odyssey? Now, this is Horizons. I think Odyssey's canyons do look a bit different. They tend to be a bit like smoother and more shiny looking. Horizons tend to be more kind of jagged and more kind of dull looking. Ooh, there's a bit of dust down there. I thought someone would crash, but they didn't. I think there's a bit of contact. Yeah, also I think Horizons canyons tend to be, on average, quite a bit deeper.
Oh, yeah, but
And this isn't the deepest canyon by any stretch of the imagination, but there are a lot more, a lot more dramatic deep.
I just stopped flying. I didn't know if I got to the end. There's nobody here apart from a courier watching me.
Okay, this thing got instancing. I've got a courier with me as well, but there's a whole bunch of people behind. They're just on the scope at the moment, though. Maybe I should slow up a bit, let people catch up.
I was ahead. One of the couriers turned round and went back.
Yeah, one of them's doing that now. I've slowed to about 190 now.
You coming back, Wolf?
Yeah, just jumping back now.
Mm-hmm. Expeditioner 2. Interesting name.
thanks for the repair.
I'm glad people do that. It's always one of the best things. Like you're just sitting there and someone refuels or repairs you. It's very nice. It's a good service. What's wrong, Panda? Your ship just randomly stopped in mid-air. That is strange.
Oh, it's landed.
That is a
happens
weird bug.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's happened before, isn't it? Yeah. It's an odd bug, though, isn't it? It's just a very, very weird one. Yeah, it's like that floating rocks as well, isn't it? These kind of weird anomalies.
Incoming repair limpet.
Ooh, incoming repair limpet. So thank you for repairing. Not sure I actually needed it, but thank you anyway.
Oh, I didn't make it.
Just saw it crash.
I didn't hear a boom,
with
so I
these
assume you're
limpets.
all right. I hear the courier boosting back.
Oh, Solar Wind made it back.
Yeah, so in the chat people talking about Odyssey's canyons. Odyssey's canyons are a bit limited, to be honest, because of the way that the terrain generation works. It's quite different. That's actually the thing that's changed the most between Horizons and Odyssey is the lack of canyons or the lack of deep canyons. I think there's one out of everyone I heard who've been like in deep space in Odyssey. I've heard of one canyon that's actually like several kilometers deep, and that's not a good hit rate.
No, it isn't.
I think of Horizons, it's like, well, yeah, just take your pick, really, isn't it? There's probably thousands of them out there, hundreds of thousands, maybe. I think there was a lot of assumptions, actually. This is just me speaking from my own sort of viewpoint, but I think there was a lot of assumptions when Odyssey came out that whatever terrain system they would end up using would be like using Horizon's tech as a basis rather than completely changing it out of all recognition, which was surprising, to be honest. Again, if you don't broke, why fix it? Because it's a DLC. It's supposed to be the DLC is supposed to build on the existing game, isn't it? So, but I think that confused people even further.
Yeah, I was slightly surprised when it turned out they'd completely just redone all the surfaces completely. So, like, all of the previous POIs, like, Canyon Worlds and stuff like that, or Funerals, they've just completely been wiped out.
Yeah.
It's a bit disappointing, but... Oh!
Somebody lose some shields there.
Jeez. I'm trying to go as close as possible to things and then shields offline. Shields offline.
It's not what you want to be seeing, man. Not at all.
Flight assist off.
Thanks for the repair.
Flight assist on. Flight assist off.
Yeah, my FA off skills are a bit rusty, to be fair.
Did someone just fly underneath me? Commander Sigma? Sigma?
Oh, did I?
That was nice.
Ooh. I think we've had a bit of a coming together in the air there. Was it you, Sigma?
It might have been.
Not to worry. Are you alright? My shields have no rings gone from them, so I'm not too worried.
Oh, did we collide?
I think we did, actually. I think our closing speed wasn't that great, though. I think it was like quite slow collision. So, yeah, it wasn't so bad. I was like
Must
trying
have
to
been
do like a horizontal
shadow
FA off.
boop or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. You don't usually see the ship up that close unless you're, either about to collide with it or very close. Okay.
Ah.
I think it's probably time to get to orbit quite soon. I think I'll have to boost away fairly shortly. Oh, someone's hit me.
Shit.
The good thing I was
Who
paying
was that?
attention. I managed to recover that one. Oh my.
I think that was me again.
Oh.
Tried to boost around the Orca because I thought you were stationary.
Yeah,
Big
you guys
Type
are really
10
giving me
just
some good
smashed my
content today.
shields. Thanks, Type 10.
Yeah, I'm going to orbit now. So I will start winging you in shortly. And then we can mass jump away. I think someone mentioned actually in the chat during the just early today that you can actually see the previous waypoint from here. The nebula is that big. It's like, because it's got to be like 100 light years across that nebula. So yeah, it makes sense. You can see it from this distance. Interesting, yeah, the Twitch chat mentioning about Jameson's crash site. Yeah, it looks... Jameson's crash site is completely different again, I think. I haven't actually seen it, but I've seen pictures of it, so... Yeah, so many things in the game have been changed completely from Horizons to Odyssey. The same location, just unrecognisable, like,
It's
virtually
completely
everywhere.
flat. It's completely flat and Odyssey. I've been down to it recently.
100%, yeah.
Where's everyone going?
Right, I'm going to try and pick a jump location soon, so I'm going to drop out of Super Cruise shortly, and then we can start building the instance. Yeah, but you're right, it's just like you're saying about flatness and Odyssey. Now, 100% is. It's kind of weird when I hear people's opinions, like obviously everyone's entitled to their own views, but like saying that it's not flat, it's like, but it is, it's like objectively so. I mean, I scout expeditions, I go around measuring the heights of everything wherever I go. It's definitely a lot flatter, you know.
You used to struggle landing there with a DBX, and now you can land there with an Anaconda. It's like, what?
Yeah, fair point, fair point. Okay, we're far enough away now. Well, actually, we should get outside of the planet to really be doing this a little bit more.
I'm blind.
distance. Yeah, it's so easy to get blinded, isn't it, by this? They gotta laugh.
In Odyssey, they've changed the Super Cruise trails now, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's just like some little flare or something.
It's gone from one extreme to the other. It's like from blindingly bright to be like a little gnat or a little tiny firefly in the distance, you know.
Yeah, you can't. You can hardly see it.
Yeah.
To be honest, now.
I think that's a lot of the problem with it. Like, even some of the things that in Odyssey are kind of slightly better. In some ways, it almost seems like an overcorrection. Anyway, but that's maybe a debate for another time. I can actually drop out of Super Cruise. It might be helpful. Thank you. Cool. Anyone who can drop on my low wake, please do so. My wake, sorry. Right, and I'll search.
It is
for
low
the
wake,
system.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See what we can find here. And hello, whoever's just found me. Starts the search to look for the coolest possible way of getting from A to B. As you do. Oh my, that's a good one. If we can close this, it would be very cool.
How do you look for
Contacts.
Do you mean if you're in the same instance as somebody, or?
Oh, sorry. How do you look for the jump target?
Okay.
How do you determine which one we're going to?
The criteria is this. It has to be somewhere, obviously, that's in not blocked by a planet or a star. The other one, the major criteria, is it looks as cool as possible. You look for a star that is near something, like in this case a gas giant with rings on it, or a planet, or a nebula, somewhere that looks like a very, interesting place to jump to. Like black space by itself is just boring because there's so much of it. If you can find something that's in the shot where you're jumping towards that looks interesting, that's what you're looking for. Sometimes the system is in the perfect place, and most of the time it isn't. You're just looking for like the nearest fit to it.
So currently you're looking for something to jump next to the ring, or
Yeah.
even between the ring and the planet.
I have
That's
found
possible.
it. Yeah, exactly. I've just found it. I'll put it in the chat.
Nice.
So, but yeah, that's the idea. I mean, we've done a few ring jumps over the years as well because the rings always look cool, So that goes without saying.
Thanks for explaining.
Yeah, it's a good question actually. I think on the stream it must look kind of weird because all of a sudden I go into the galactic map and then I keep flicking between the galactic map and back in the ship again to see if the angle's right. Because you click on a distant star, you don't always know what the angle is going to be. You can have an educated guess, but sometimes you can scout these in advance, but 9 times out of 10 you can't scout them in advance because the way the planets keep moving and everything's always changing. Okay, right.
Okay, similar question then. When you see a star constellation that looks very interesting, or there's a bunch of stars really close to each other, is there any way to identify what you're looking at?
Depends how far away they are, I suppose. I mean, if you can find them, line them up in the game, then I suppose you can investigate them that way. Right, let me see.
Do we have a lock-on system?
Yeah, just 1 second. I'll just put it in the chat. Okay. Target system. Bear with me 1 moment. Got back again.
Heard a big bang, or maybe it was just instancing, but...
Yeah, my Discord has just gone down. Hello? Hello?
I tend...
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Sorry, did I hit someone?
Can you hear me okay now? My Discord just
Might have been
died and came back again.
Might have been a T10 or someone. Right.
Oh yeah, did you just go and check the the stream to actually work that out? You must have done, because I didn't tell it to anybody. Well, that is actually correct though, I think. Yeah.
I can see it on stream.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I thought, how did he know? I thought he just saw it on the stream, didn't he? Yeah. I thought it's either that or he's an amazing guess, that one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's in the chat there if anyone wants it. 21 light years.
Just typed in that. I'll be upside down there by accident.
But yeah, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. Okay, let's go to external camera. I think the stream's still running. I think the Discord was the only thing that crashed on me for a second. Yeah, the stream's still fine. That's very weird. I just lost all Discord for like about 10 or 15 seconds. Right, yeah, it's a nice looking gas giant, that one. And you've got a good bunch of ships. Is that a Cobra 4 someone's got, or is that a 3? Just with the body kit? Ship kit. Yeah, we'll try and jump on the hour, so it gives everyone sort of time to, if you need a break, it's a good time to do it. I'm just zooming out a bit in for the stream. Oh, that's a good view actually. I like this. Okay, is anyone else that needs to get into the instance who's still trying to get here? Okay, I think that is that actually most people already in the instance? I think so. It's a very interesting looking Python, that one. Sort of red colour. Sorry, it's not a Python, sorry, it's a crate, isn't it? From a certain angle it looked like a Python, but it wasn't. The Type 10s always sort of dominate the view, don't they? Because they're just so large. You can't really miss it, can you? I know cutters are the same, but it's all good though. It's all good. I have a cutter, but not a Type 10. I tried the Type 10. It wasn't really for me, to be honest. I've got a Type 9 as a trade ship, but that's about it, really. Okay. Put into chat. We're going to jump on the hour at 2000. Okay. And I'll be back in just a moment.
Somebody flushing their loo there. I think all the Martians came for Earth. Is that you, Dougie, tooting your horn?
One of many, I'm sure. Earthlings came from Mars.
Okay. 10 minutes to jump. Plenty of time still. Right, Commander Toby Charles, did he get into the instance okay?
Yep, he's here. He's red crate.
Okay.
Found him just
Well, that's all right.
off my top
Excellent.
left.
Cool. We're missing the other Type 10 from one of the previous meets, I think, because they're showing they're not both here. Got more Cobras on this one than before. They're good ships, though. I think almost everyone's owned a Cobra at some
They
point.
spooling up.
Yeah.
Yep, I like my wee Cobra.
It's like one of the great classic ships, isn't it? It's a great all-rounder. At the moment, I do own a 3 and 4 Cobras. They're both nice ships. Wouldn't go racing in a...
Put my cargo scoop up so I can't jump by accident. Or boost.
Yeah.
Yeah, unengineered Cobras aren't very fast.
Yeah. I was going to say, the 3s can do
Although
pretty
after
good
this
boost.
With engineering, it's pretty fast.
Yeah. I think the 3 becomes a pretty agile ship with engineering. The 4 becomes a pretty good sort of fuel rat ship,
Yeah.
especially with engineering.
For this expedition, we'll be flying myself and Salty to Beagle in memory of Jameson.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Cobras.
It's a nice idea.
I engineered the FSDs.
Yeah, he's no engineering. Well,
Ooh.
except maybe a booster.
Okay. What range have you got on those then?
30, just under 35.
That's pretty good though. I mean, you can get most places with that.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, no, it
I
is
don't
true.
think 20. I think it's 26 without the booster, and I think that would be pushing it to try and get to Beagle with.
You can definitely get to Beagle with 30. I know that. Less than that is a bit more
Yeah, 30.
difficult.
Yeah.
Always polonium.
Right, 6 minutes to go. We got 3 Cobras in the mix today, looks like.
I'm in the white one to the left of the Beluga.
Oh yeah, that's you.
Or Orca,
Cool.
whatever it is.
Yeah, it's an Orca. Beluga has
Wolves
much
and a
bigger
black
wings.
gold one somewhere.
Yeah, I'm just like doing the external cam, going around the different ships. Well, the Couriers is still sort of swinging its way around, which is quite fun. Yeah, you can see the Waypoint in the background, the sort of blue planetary nebula. They do always look very good. I don't think there are many planetary nebulas I've seen in this game that aren't really good. I like almost all of them.
I wish that every nebula and planetary nebula had its own unique sort of like design
That
in
would be
this
great.
game, and it's
yeah.
not like just like, you know, would have been nice, but
I agree.
oh well.
I think there's more of a variation of planetary nebula than there are of, you know, the place nebula, the really big ones.
Mm.
I know what you mean. There could be more, but it's better anyway.
It would be nice if Stellar Forge or Frontier had have programmed Stellar Forge to just procedurally generate, you know, the design of every nebula instead of just using the same
Yeah.
general one and just you know, changing the size of them, you know.
I agree. It would have been much better. I mean, obviously they probably designed Stellar Forge quite a while ago. I think it's like what 2012. The basics of
Yeah.
Stellar Forge came out. For that era, it's actually really good. But I mean, now they could definitely do a better job.
Mm. Oh yeah. But
Yeah, we're definitely in a very interesting position as a community. With they want to see the Fuel Seals message the other day saying that they basically weren't going to support or do rescues, I should say, on the PlayStation because there just weren't enough commanders out there to do it, which is pretty sad because you know, I mean, obviously console commanders, we always wished that they could join us in these things, that crossplay would be a thing, but Frontier just never talk about that. I mean, obviously console release Odyssey may never happen at this rate. I mean, or if it will, it's going to be delayed for such a long time. But yeah, I mean, it's just sad.
It's going to be
really
delayed
is.
so long. PS6 will be out by then.
Probably.
Yeah, the wholesale's dropping and consoles sad, but unfortunately probably necessary.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's not really, it wasn't that much of a shock to most people, I think, about the consoles being delayed again. Yeah, 3 minutes to go. Spool up if you haven't already. Unless, like me, you've got a really hot running ship. That's the only problem with drag drives. They do generate a lot of heat. And their ship isn't that well equipped to deal with it. Dolphin would be, but not this. Okay, 2 minutes. If you see a commander that you haven't already friended, please friend them, because it's makes life so much easier for everyone, and plus you've made a new friend.
Now, if you see Salty Scott in the list, feel free.
Yeah, I've just been adding anyone who I literally didn't have in my friends list before. I always do that as a matter of course wherever I go. Okay, 1 minute. That's a good name, Salty Scott 07.
Thank you.
Cool, okay, coming up for the 30 mark. Right, charging up. Stand by. Ready for the count. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it.
Who boosted?
So the couriers again, isn't it? Why am I not surprised? Looks cool though.
My scooping at the other side.
Yay. I think we've all made it as well. Excellent. Awesome.
Nice one, guys. And girls, if there's any.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the Waypoint to dock with one of the fleet carriers before deciding to do next. It's a very sort of ghostly blue little dot now over there.
Oh. Someone's trying to probe the sun.
As you do.
Wow, look at that. They look like rockets.
Nice.
Or bursts of plasma.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool.
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
No, I like that. Right, see which carriers exist. There's one called Onion. I like that. Galactic Explorer, Dauntless, Endeavour, Squeaky Limpet. I think is a really good name for a carrier. Definitely.
Squeaky Limpet.
I know. Suit Allure. I did actually dock with that one earlier. The Expedition 2 Ship for Brains. Yeah, good one. Silver Shadow. That's an excellent. IPX Crazy Ivan. Pork Chop Express. Yeah. I still think the Squeaky Limpet one is the best named. I've got most of my ships on Numa at the moment, so I'm going to go back there. But thank you
Thanks
to
for
all.
that, guys. I'm going to leave your chat for the time being.
Okay,
Catch
cool.
you at the next waypoint.
Been good to fly with you, Commander. See you then.
Cheers now.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you in a bit.
Have a good one.
Yeah, there is no meetup on the next waypoint, is
That
there?
is correct, yeah. It's you fly through the waypoint, check that one off, do a bit of exploring, and then we'll meet at waypoint 8 on Friday and Saturday. Bit of a change, that one, but yeah, from the routine we got used to.
Aye.
Yeah. Just a quick explanation. The Friday is the actual 50th anniversary of Apollo 15 landing on the moon. So that's why it's a Friday. It was a good thing it wasn't like a Wednesday or something, because that would have been really terrible for everybody. But Friday night, a lot of people are okay with that, and that's good. And then that'll be a shortish meet for the actual anniversary, and then the next day is like the final meetup of the expedition, which is like more of a normal one, but it's on a Saturday, so that's the way it'll work for that.
That's fine. Thanks for explaining.
Cool.
Excellent. Well, look forward to meeting you all then, Friday and Saturday. And 7 Commanders, safe travels.
You too.
See you on the other
See you
side.
there.
Yep.
Awesome.
See ya. Bye bye.
I do like jumping in a planetary nebula. It always looks cool. Ah yes, the beautiful sights of the neutron star. Thing is, you go to these blue ones, and it looks like you're underwater. I really like this one. This sort of bluish planetary nebula. Right, who do we have left? Oh, it's just 2 of us. Fair enough. Right, I think I'm gonna probably call it quits on Discord, and I will see you all at the next meet. I will continue on Twitch for a little bit, but until the next Waypoint 8 meetup, I will, see you then. Fly safe, Commanders. Okay, I'm continuing on Twitch at the moment. Yeah, the Numa's quite a way out, actually, isn't it? 171,000 light seconds. It's going to take me a little bit to get there, but it's not terrible. Not great, not terrible. I was watching Chernobyl again recently. I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen it already. If you haven't, it's well worth watching. One of the best series probably of recent times. It's one of those sort of rare things that almost everyone who's seen it likes it. Because it's all human drama, isn't it? That's what reels people in. Part horror, part human drama. Yeah, it's probably the best way of putting it. But it's all good though. Oh, hello there in chat. How's it going? Those of you still watching, greetings. What I plan to do for the rest of the stream is, once I get to the fleet carrier there, I will probably call it a night at that stage. From then onwards, out in the near future, I'll probably travel onto Waypoint 7, and then Waypoint 8, which is the last one, say, of the expedition. And the finale. The literally 50th anniversary to the day, to the hour, actually to the second, of Apollo 15 landing on the moon. We did the same thing with the Apollo 11 expedition, and that worked out really well. So that was great fun. Yeah, this is quite a long jaunt, isn't it, to Numa, the carrier. It's a beautiful nebula, though. As you can see. See other nebulae in the distance, not just other stars. Yeah, like that one over there. I think that's actually the previous waypoint. It's amazing, really. You can see that far away. I'm not 100% sure. I think that is the previous waypoint. I could check that out in a second. But it's beautiful. Still beautiful. So many wondrous sights in Elite. So many wonderful things. All the subtle details. I mean, it's been said a million times, but yeah, this game is truly beautiful. That's one of the many things that keeps drawing people back. Beauty and community, I think, are the main things that keep people coming. Yeah, all the subtle details. Planetary nebula. Bigger nebula in the background. I like that as a shot. That's just wonderful. Genuinely so. Right. Actually, I think, considering the timing, I will call it a day in a moment. In the meantime, I thank every single one of you who watched today. Whether you've played Elite since the beginning, or you've never played Elite before and just curious. Thank you for watching. It's always very much appreciated. And I hope to see you all at the next waypoint. Which is, well, the next waypoint meet is actually the final one, but yeah, that's happening this Friday and Saturday. So if you want to tune in here on Twitch, please do so. Me and my lovely little orca here will be there. Until next time, Commanders, fly safe or fly dangerous. Whatever you do, have a good time. Until then, 07.